Soaring gas and airfare are grounding a lot of summer getaways. Tonight, smart ways to shrink your travel bill without canceling all the fun. But if you've already booked your flight, you may run into more delays in the terminal and on the tarmac. Next, we share travel moves that can save you some headaches. And while you're away, scammers will play. They know when and where you're traveling, and they're using the information you're providing to strike during your trips. Welcome to the Watchdog, where we protect consumers, share warnings and alerts, and help you save money. I'm Jen Pachano. A 19 scam alert now to start for a local community. Police say it all starts with a knock at your door. Isabella Roberts shows you how to keep you and your family safe.
Oh, sure, it should concern anybody, about coming into your house.
Frank Chirasso works in Maple Heights and says a new warning from police has him on high alert. Maple Heights police are alerting people to two separate scams, both happening door to door right now. In the first, a woman is going neighborhood to neighborhood, claiming to be with the city's building department. She's been spotted driving a blue Toyota RAV4. Police say she is not a city employee. In the second, an individual is knocking on doors offering to inspect residential roofs. Again, no city affiliation whatsoever. Maple Heights police issued a written alert reminding you how to spot a legitimate city employee. Police say the rules are simple. Any city employee will have these three things: an official uniform, a city-issued ID, and they'll be driving a marked car just like this one. They say if any of those are missing, don't let that person into your home. And there's another tool you can use. Anyone conducting door-to-door solicitation in Maple Heights is required by law to carry a solicitor's permit issued by the police department. You have every right to ask for it. Chirasso says he already knows exactly what to do when someone comes knocking.
First of all, I ask you, what are you here for? Right off the bat. And then they'll say they're from so-and-so. I says, let me see your permit. Let me see your credentials. You got to ask these questions.
He also has security cameras covering every angle of his building and says the most important line of defense is the simplest one.
Especially your home. You never let anybody in your house, ever, ever. Like my wife, if you were to go to our house right now, she wouldn't even open the door.
Police say trust your instinct if something feels wrong and report any suspicious activity to them immediately. In Maple Heights, Isabella Roberts, 19 News.
Well, brace yourself for a surge in ransomware attacks this month. In this 19 News Consumer Alert, I'll explain why now and what you can do to protect yourself. Buying season is ransomware season. Chris Nihus, a cybersecurity expert and CEO of Cincinnati-based Vigilant, says now is an opportune time for ransomware attackers to use stolen identities because people are spending more money between the onset of back-to-school shopping and high summer travel season.
And they're not looking at their credit card statements as precisely as they would during, say, January to June, right? Where there's a lull, there's not as many holidays, there's not as much travel. And things aren't going to pop up as an anomaly.
Despite alerting their credit card companies to upcoming trips, he says travelers become identity theft victims when they share their trips on social media in real time.
They'll post, I'm traveling to Cancun, I'm traveling to Europe, I'm traveling here. So once you start traveling and now you have, these identities stolen, they watch that. And when you travel to Europe, now they make a purchase in Europe. And you've already told your credit card company that you're traveling to Europe and that everything's going to be fine. So they time this with your movements and what you do, right? And they're very, very good at what they do.
To protect yourself during this heightened activity, he says freeze your credit now by contacting the 3 leading credit bureaus, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, to save yourself from about 90% of the cost and trouble that comes from identity theft. Experts also suggest getting at least $1 million in identity theft protection through your auto insurance provider, because that's how much it costs to recover from identity theft. And a good rule of thumb is always post the past after you come home from a trip, not in the future or during your trip. Chick-fil-A is asking some customers to reset their passwords after the company experienced a data breach. The fast food company sent out letters to affected customers last week, sharing that it noticed suspicious login activity on certain Chick-fil-A One loyalty accounts and launched an investigation.
I probably won't use it moving forward just after hearing about that.
Chick-fil-A is calling foul play after it says hackers stole data from customers who order on its app. Personal information, gift cards, and even the last 4 digits of your credit card may have been compromised. Hackers gather usernames and passwords, and sometimes even buy them on the dark web. Then they try them on different sites to see what they can get into.
They know about one place, then they try other places to see if they can get in with the same username and password.
In a statement, Chick-fil-A said the hack impacted a limited number of Chick-fil-A One loyalty accounts. It immediately secured and restored impacted accounts and apologizes for any inconvenience. These hacks also give hackers more of your personal data, which they collect to cause even more damage.
A little bit from here, a little bit from there, put them together, and you have something powerful.
Sometimes you don't realize how much personal information you're actually giving when you sign up for an app, like your name, your email, your phone number, and even your financial information. And now some people say they're thinking twice before downloading another app like this again.
It would definitely make me hesitate to get another app like this, for sure.
Some people say they don't use any food ordering apps.
Stuff going on out here, people getting information from me, stealing, and it's a real pain.
A little bit, yeah. Like, I just don't like putting all my stuff out there all the time.
Use strong passwords, back up your own data, use ransomware protection, and don't reuse passwords to keep yourself safe.
Enterprises need to do a lot more to ensure that they don't continue happening.
Summer travel season is here, and a new Consumer Watchdog report that examined federal flight data says airline travel may be getting more frustrating for passengers. Consumer investigator Carice Jackman breaks down what travelers should know before they book.
As summer travel ramps up, millions of Americans will be heading to airports across the country. But Consumer Watchdog Teresa Murray with U.S. PIRG says travelers should know what the latest federal data shows about flight reliability.
We found that among all of the U.S. airlines, 1 in 12 flights was an hour or more late.
Using data from the U.S. Department of Transportation, U.S. PIRG's new report, The Plain Truth, says 2025 had the worst on-time performance since 2014. The report also found long tarmac delays increased. Murray says there were more than 700 domestic tarmac delays last year, up 63% from the year before.
It's the largest volume since the tarmac delay rule went into effect in 2010. Lots and lots of tarmac delays.
Murray says those delays can be caused by a range of issues, including weather, heavy air traffic, or air traffic control limitations.
If you're talking 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, whatever plans you have to be changed. It may not mean that you miss your thing, but it's going to be a problem.
The report also looked at on-time arrivals at major airports. Among the 30 largest airports in the federal data, some of the lowest on-time arrival dates were at Washington Reagan, Newark, New York LaGuardia, Boston, Dallas-Fort Worth, and Chicago O'Hare. So what can travelers do? Murray says start by knowing your rights, including rules about refunds, lost or damaged bags, long tarmac delays, and getting bumped from an overbooked flight. When booking, she says give yourself a buffer. Try to schedule your flight as early in the day as possible. And if you can, avoid connecting flights where one delay can turn into a much bigger problem. With this Watching Your Wallet, I'm Carice Jackman.
Maybe those stats making you rethink your vacation plans. Between the hassle and the cost, more people are opting for staycations. If your budget is too tight for travel this summer, there's still time to find simple and affordable things to do before the end of August. Consumer investigator Rachel DePompa explains this in Watching Your Wallet.
Staycations can be fun. It means taking a vacation while still enjoying the comforts of home. John Kiernan, the managing editor at the personal finance company Wallet Hub, says 51% of people surveyed plan to spend less money this summer than last year. Your biggest vacation costs are typically lodging, travel, and eating out. He says you can wipe out some of those costs just by staying home.
You want to treat it like a vacation kind of mentally. You want to take steps and make plans to really not fall into your same old routines. You want to kind of try to turn off notifications on your electronics, try to disengage from email and things like that.
Kiernan says approach this like you're a visitor to your own area. Look up the free events and places you don't usually go. And he says it's not all or nothing.
You don't have to stay home and spend zero money. You can still spend some money and save a lot relative to an actual vacation. So maybe you decide to have one big activity during your staycation. You go to an amusement park or a water park, or you actually decide to have one night in a hotel.
Kiernan says you can do those things. It's just making sure you're staying on budget. He says there's a lot you can come up with if you just do the research to make this a special time for your family. It can save you money and still help you create wonderful memories with your family. With this Watching Your Wallet, I'm Rachel DePompa.
Coming up on the Watchdog, scammers often use fear and threats to get victims to give up personal information. We're going to talk to a local advocacy group about how they're targeting senior meal services now. Welcome back to the Watchdog. I'm Jen Pachano. We have reached the Ask the Scam Squad portion of our show, and this is where we bring in members of the Cuyahoga County Scam Squad to talk to us about what they're seeing, some trends, some alarming results, reports that are coming into their office. And the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging is one of those members. We have Joe Tomsic, Director of Program Development and Planning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm really excited about this.
Yes. So you guys really do fight very hard for your consumers, for your clients and the seniors that are part of your organization. So, Joe, we often deal with the FTC, the County Scam Squad, even the FBI when it comes to reporting scams. But they also come to your office, maybe not even on purpose. Maybe you kind of start to hear and you think, oh, there's something suspicious here. Right. From your perspective, how big of a problem is it for consumers, senior consumers in particular, in terms of these surging scams?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it is a huge issue, especially, across our 5-county region through the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging. We know that last year, the FBI reported that about $7.7 billion were lost to fraud and scam for seniors, older Americans. But the truth of the matter is that's really just the tip of the iceberg.
Right. I mean, that just scratches the surface.
It really does. And, reality, I'm just back from a conference that was held in Chicago on aging. The reality is that the number should probably be, it's more likely around $36 billion across the U.S. lost to fraud and scams for older adults specifically.
So when it comes to scammers, Joe, they want two things. They want money and they want personal information. And they use threats to get at those things. When it comes to seniors' resources, how are they targeting seniors' meal service programs to get at some of those things? What are they doing?
Yeah, occasionally, our meal providers are telling us that consumers are getting calls from these bad actors who are posing as the organizations that the seniors are so comfortable with, the organizations that are delivering those meals. And they're asking for, like you said, personal information. It could be verifying a phone number or verifying what time would you like your delivery so they know what time you're going to be home or not home. The other thing is asking, maybe even for the last 4 digits of their Social Security number. Number one rule of thumb that we say at the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging, when you get those calls, you need to hang up that phone immediately. And you need to verify that the organization that just called you actually did call you.
Yeah.
But use a verified, trusted number. Don't just hit the redialed number on your phone. So, and that really is so true that they're posing as these organizations.
So the Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program, is that one of those things that these seniors are getting calls about? They count on this program, don't they?
They certainly do, Jen. And one of the things over the past few years is we've been able to produce these vouchers. It's a federally funded program for eligible seniors. This year, unfortunately, the funding for that has been drastically cut. And they've been moving to a digital format. So more and more, when you have a digital format, there's an opportunity for scammers to see a window of opportunity to try to get into someone's phone, like you said, or to send a link or something like that. And the worst thing that a person could do over the phone phone is to give that little 4-digit PIN number that is part of the digital voucher now of the Senior Farmers Market. It is, again, a federally funded program, so if someone were to call and say, we have a mailing fee or a processing fee that you need to pay in order to have your farmers market program work properly, you need to, again, hang up. There is no fee like that involved with this.
Yeah. So basically, if somebody contacts you unsolicited and is talking about a potential question, problem, fine, fee, issue associated with this, all those are red flags, right?
Those are absolutely red flags, and we encourage seniors to, again, general rule of thumb, number one rule of thumb, hang up the phone and to call a verified, trusted phone number of an organization that you trust. Obviously, we are one of those trusted organizations, but the provider delivering those meals or providing the homemaker service, whatever the service it might be, that's the organization you want to get in touch with.
Sure. And that should be a number that they have written down on a piece of paper at a desk at the, at the kitchen table or something like that. So they're not, searching and maybe getting the wrong, a spoofed phone number, or like you said, hitting redial, something like that.
Yeah, so we've heard stories that, sometimes just one digit is off and they're getting back to the scammer. So you really need to be careful about this. And again, these scams can happen to any person of any age, regardless of age, and I think that it's really important just to be aware of the scams, and I really appreciate everything that we're doing at Western Reserve to get the word out. Awareness like this program is the most effective tool that we have in preventing scams from ever happening in the first place.
All right, so what's a good phone number and website for people if you're a caretaker or a senior who has questions about some of these meal programs, the Senior Farmers Market nutrition program, all of that? If you think maybe I did something I shouldn't have.
Right.
How should they contact?
Absolutely. Well, the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging is there for you. We encourage you to call 216-621-0303. And also, I like to say we're the solutions agency. As a matter of fact, our website is areaagingsolutions.org.
Love that. Lead with the solutions, not the problem.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Joe. Well, there's still plenty of time for summer fun before school starts. Have you ever wondered if those magnetic water balloons are worth it? Coming up on the Watchdog, we put them to the test. It's time now for our recall roundup. Ford is recalling more than 500,000 Broncos. A wiring harness in the engine compartment can short circuit and increase the risk of a fire. So this is impacting 2021 to 2026 Ford Broncos and Bronco Raptors. To fix the problem, dealerships are going to install new covers over the wiring free of charge. You can do a search with your VIN number to find out if your car is involved. Water balloons are a summertime staple for a lot of families, right? But they can be leaky, hard to fill up, and when they pop, they leave a mess behind. For this week's Does It Work?, Rachel Hackbarth is testing out reusable magnetic water balloons that are not supposed to have any of those issues.
You can find all sorts of reusable water balloons online. We're trying out this particular version that we found on Amazon. For $10, we get 12 of the company's reusable magnetic water balloons. Catherine Heidel is excited to try these out.
We have like 15 kids in this whole neighborhood, so this could be a wonderful thing. Yeah, these are fun and ridiculous.
So what makes these water balloons different? Well, the makers claim these balloons pop instantly on impact, but leave behind no plastic scraps. And even though these open and close with magnets, they are supposed to be much more gentle than traditional water balloons. Oh, and one last thing, if you're filling these up, a bucket of water works better than a water hose.
Okay. Was that easier than what you used to use back in the day with your kids?
Honestly, this fills up super fast, so I love that.
Yeah.
Because the other ones you had to hold underneath there.
Oh, wow. Do you want to throw one?
Yeah. Okay. Ready?
Set,
go. Oh, yeah.
I mean, that looks like a legit
It does
water
look good.
balloon.
Not bad. Not bad.
All that's left is making sure that these do not hurt when they hit your skin.
She's going to throw it at my arm to see if it hurts.
Maybe I'll do it this way.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes. It doesn't hurt.
Catherine thinks not only do these work, they're really fun and pretty affordable.
I think they're great. I think they'd be so fun. The kids would love them.
For Does It Work, I'm Rachel Hackbarth.
That's it for this episode of the Watchdog here on 19 News Plus. Every week, we bring you the latest scam alerts, fraud reports, recalls, and trending consumer news. It's each Wednesday evening at 6:30. If you'd like to catch some previous Scam Squad stories, you can find those on Cleveland19.com under the News tab. I'm Jen Pachano. Thank you for watching.